to congratulate you on the good job that you did with me.
I just thought it was the music. I didn't know.
Yay West, hot, fire.
Yo, that's 21 years in the making.
I'm not gonna say it's not a way I could feel, but hopefully with God's blessings, there shouldn't be no way for me to lose, really.
Congratulations on Jeen-Yuhs. Like, I've watched the first 2 episodes. Heart is just melted, and it's so different to what I thought it was going to be.
Wow.
I cried at least 3 times, which I definitely wasn't expecting.
Oh man. Yeah.
Why? I guess the first big question is, why now? Why would you decide to release now as the best time after so many years of filming?
Well, we say everything happens in God's time, you know. So if it wasn't now, it wouldn't happen now. It's been times before where we were going to do the documentary in 2006, where we was offered a deal to do it, and Kanye wasn't ready for the world to see that side of him. And then in 2014, when Kanye flew me and Chike to Calabasas and said he wanted us to be his voice, and we were like, well, the way we do things is visually. So we put together Jeen-Yuhs in 2004, 2015, and we went around and had a few deals, but they had other agendas for Kanye. And to me, it felt like he was crying out for help at the time, because right after that was the St. Pablo tour, and he had this mental breakdown, which I felt it when he was on the stage, but which I didn't even know that he was going to be rushing to the hospital, but I felt the energy. You know how you if somebody have a car accident, you hear about it, and you're like, oh, like even when he had the car accident, the same feeling I had with that was the same feeling when he walked off that stage that I had. And then for me to try my hardest to get back in touch with Kanye, and then he reached out to old school Ice Gree, and Ice Gree, you know, after Kanye got better, you know, reached out to me, and me and Kanye was day to day, you know, again from that point. And he was, you know, I was a little nervous because, like I told when I went to the Odd-Fest, I'm like, I never met Yeezy. You know, I never met Yeezy. I just used to see him on TV from our separation for 6 years. But he was the same exact Kanye that was in that, you know, 95th apartment, you know, same hunger, same drive, same charisma, same personality. And I almost forgot we was in China. I almost forgot that he was this superstar. You know, until we like go outside and there's 1,000 people like try to get to him. So, you know, that is that I hope I asked the question right. Chike, you got anything?
Nah, I think you get it.
I mean, did it surprise you, looking through the footage, how much of Ye's future plans actually came to pass? Like, there was a point where 20 years ago, he was saying, I want to be known as one name. I want to be known as Ye, which even now, like, literally happened 2-3 months ago, has officially changed it. Like, how surprised are you that even those little bits he's managed to achieve?
For us, that was just affirmation to the concept that this project was ordained. You know what I mean? Everything happened for a reason. You have special moments like that you can't explain. But in the unexplainability, to me, that comes the answer of God. Like, that's the best way you can explain it. But then you have the other parts that were like Kanye, where he has ambitions and he wants to bring things to fruition. He's manifesting his reality and he's speaking things into existence. And people speak about these things, but they're very real. He's only able to do it though because he really believes in himself. He believes in God that they're gonna happen. And he has no fear. And he's unwavering and relentless. And that's what we want people to see. It takes years. It's so much work that it took, but it's because he never gave up. We never gave up. Coodie never gave up on this film, on this footage. There was opportunities when there was adversity where this whole project could have just been buried, and Coodie was relentless, you know, and I think people have to understand that's what it takes. But you can only be relentless if you don't have any fear. You can't have fear of failure. You can't have fear of not actually achieving your goal. So.
And then not to have fear, you have to believe in a higher power. You have to know that the higher power, which I call Jesus, is with you at every moment. That's how you can not have fear, when you understand that the person that that the entity that created you and created everything, that mean that everybody is blessed and highly favored, and everybody has a genius in them. And when you realize that, is you walk a different way. Like Kanye say, Jesus walks. That's what took him to the next level. So
Ye posted last month a message saying he wanted final edit and approval on the doc. Can you explain a bit more about what happened there and where things stand now?
I mean, it's Kanye is Kanye. Like, he's a polarizing character. This doc wouldn't be as highly anticipated if we didn't have antics like that. So it's something that we're obviously used to because we've worked with Kanye before in the past. For us, our company's creative control. So obviously we understand the importance of the subject, the main subject of your doc. It's not an autobiography of Kanye. It's not a type of documentary where it would serve the doc best for him to have ultimate control, because there's certain things that the last doc we did for Stephon Marbury, Kid from Coney Island, Stephon Marbury didn't see the doc until he came to Sundance. Until he came to Tribeca Film Festival to see it. He had faith in us, he trusted us. Coodie and Kanye had conversations, not just over the years of doing this, but even more recent than that, where Coodie expressed to Kanye, you have to trust me. Kanye did. But again, it's Kanye. So, and we've never not taken into consideration, look, if Kanye, he has a team, they have thoughts. We've always been open to hearing his thoughts and always been open with showing cuts. So it's not like we freeze anybody out of anything, you know what I mean? And we'll make the best decisions on that input on what serves the story we're trying to tell best. The story is all in positivity, it's all in love, and it's trying to make a bigger impact. And this impact that we're trying to make is bigger than Coodie, it's bigger than Kanye. It's important for the world, you know what I mean? So that's where we're at with it.
So he's not seen the film?
To my understanding, he hasn't seen it yet.
No, he hasn't. And he said his process, he has certain eyes that he liked to see, which a lot of those eyes seen in June and throughout some of his roughs. But I just seen him recently, and he was just like, this process is different. And he said he haven't even watched his Drink Champs.
The film is so incredibly intimate. Like, there's videos of him with his mum. There's videos of him at the dentist, which that takes some trust.
Yeah.
You covered every aspect of his life. Was there anything you filmed, though, that you felt like you had to cut, or maybe you wanted to keep but removed out of respect for Kanye?
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole scene where he sold this beat to this rapper in Chicago, this gangster rapper, Payroll. And after he sold the beat to him, when he had the opportunity to play it for Jay-Z, Jay-Z loved the beat and loved the hook, which was Payroll's hook that Kanye rapped to him. And, Kanye made the conscious decision that he should, let Jay-Z do this, which was called Never Change. That was on the blueprint. And, then Kanye, took care of Payroll for what it was. But when Payroll seen how big the record was, he wanted more. And after the E2, so it's a club in Chicago called E2, and it was a tragedy where like 40-something people got trampled, and when a bunch died, and they did a tribute. So Kanye was like, man, I have to go home and perform for this tribute. And so he went home, and Payroll and all the guys was there, and they was, amping Payroll up to go get, to get Kanye, right then, and I'm filming, and I know Payroll and them. So I even filmed Payroll talking about the incident, him, Young Bird and Cap One, before, for Channel Zero, so that's something that we cut out, because, when you're doing a movie, you have to move the story forward. And that was as good as it could have been, like, just to show that adversity. And Chike, you explained it really good when you talk about that part. What'd you say?
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, it was a moment where it was an ultimate moment of adversity, because there's a chance that like this could have escalated a lot more than what actually happened, and it's just to show you like Kanye still had to go through this type of stuff to make it, it's not like, and that's why it was hard to take out, because it did show you like it was bigger than the fight that we do have in there, which is more of a verbal, and Kanye handled that amazingly well as far as taking the higher road with that. This got physical. You know what I'm saying? So, and it would have gone viral, but like Coodie said, we placed it in two different acts. It was in Act 2 at one time, it was in Act 1. It just didn't fit. It just didn't fit with the story we were telling, you know?